we have up front. Chanel had 90 crayons. She gave 22 crayons to Ashley. How many crayons does Chanel have left? What's the first thing we should do when we come to a story problem to solve? Kimberly?
You should underline the number.
We should think about and underline the important information in a story problem. So I want you to close your eyes for a minute and picture the problem in your head one more time so you know the important information that the story problem is trying to tell you. Remember, story problems are telling us a story. Chanel had 90 crayons. She gave 22 crayons to Ashley. How many crayons does Chanel have left? Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. I want you to think about that picture that you just made in your mind. What's the important information that you heard from the story problem that helped you picture what was happening? So I want you to think about the important information that helped you picture what was happening to solve the problem. Ashley.
That Chanel had 90 crayons.
Okay, that was an important piece of information that Ashley needed in her brain from the story problem. She had 90 crayons. Anybody else hear something important that they pictured in their head when they were listening to the story problem? Daisy.
She gave 22 to Ashley.
Okay, she gave 22 away to Ashley. What did you hear in the story problem that helped you figure out what you were trying to solve? Where did you hear the question of what you're trying to solve? Jalen? Good. How many crayons does Chanel have left? So when you pictured this story in your mind, did you picture Chanel getting more, or did you picture Chanel giving some away? What did you picture? Her getting some more, or her giving some away? Gabby? Giving some away. So what type of problem do you think this is? What's the operation that you think we're going to use to solve this problem? Adamaris? Subtraction. Good. She's giving some away. I want you to think of a number sentence that you could write to help you solve this problem. I want you to go ahead on your board and write the number sentence that you think you could use to solve this problem. Go ahead and hold it up for me when you're finished. We're not solving it. Remember, you're just showing me the number sentence. Good, Christian. Good, Ashley. Good, Kimberly. Good, Almaris. Good, Jose. Yes, ma'am. Ashley, bring yours up here. Okay, hold it up and show everybody, tell them loud and proud, what is the number sentence that you would use to solve this problem? 90 take away or 90 minus 22. Show me with a silent me too if that's also what you had. Show me with a silent me too if that's also what you had. Excellent. Good. Okay. Let's think about how can we figure out what 90 minus 22 is. I don't want you to solve it yet. I want you to think. I'm going to give you 1 second to think independently. Then I'm going to give you a second to share with a partner. Okay, go ahead and turn and talk to the person next to you. What's a strategy or a tool that you could use to help you figure out what is 90 minus 22? Okay, what are some different ways that we could figure out what is 90 minus 22? I don't need you to hold up your board yet. We're just supposed to share with your partner a strategy or a tool that you could use to help you. Christian, what's one way? Okay, you could use a number line to help you, starting at 90 and counting back 22. What else might you use to help you? Adamaris? Okay, so you could, maybe if you had counting cubes, you could use counting cubes to help you. What else could you do? Kimberly?
You could make push them out. And then you can put the crayons and then you can put the crayons outside so you can
Okay,
what the person is doing.
so drawing a picture. Okay, so you could draw a picture to help you solve it. Any other ways that you could figure out what is 90 minus 22? Emmanuel? Don't tell me the answer. Okay, so writing it vertically, one on top of the other. Any other ways, Jalen, that you can think of to solve? Okay, we could use a hundredths chart. So let's start with the hundredths chart. Let's start with the hundredths chart. So that means you don't need your marker right now. You don't need to be writing anything. You should be looking at the hundredths chart. Anthony, can you explain to me, how can I use the hundredths chart to figure out 90 minus 22? Can you come up here and explain it for us? Jalen, can you sit so everybody can see? So your eyes should be tracking the speaker. Okay, so Samuel says we should count by tens. How many tens are in 22, Samuel? 2. So I'm going to count back 1 10, 2 tens. Now what?
You can minus, you can like count back, but 2 times.
Now I need to count back to 1. So what would my answer be? Anthony? Okay, 68. So on the hundredths chart, we think that our answer is 68. Remember that good mathematicians check their work by solving a problem in more than one way. Let's also try writing it, have a seat my friend, vertically, up and down. 90 minus 22. Where am I going to start if I'm doing 90 minus 22, Aiden? Okay, start in my ones column. What's in my ones column, Aiden? 0 and the 2. I need to ask myself what? Okay, even before that, what do I have to ask myself? More on. Okay, so I have to ask myself more on top or more on the floor. Aiden says there's more on the floor, and if there's more on the floor, I have to do what, Aiden? Go next door and get 10 more. So if I borrow, if I get a 10 from the tens place, now how many tens am I going to have left? 8. And if I give a 10 to my ones column, how many am I going to have in my ones column now? Steven? 10. 10 minus 2, that's a make 10 fact. 10 minus 2 is what, everybody? 8. And now, 8 minus 2 is 6. Did we get the same answer using the hundredths chart and writing it vertically?
Yes.
Yes, we did. And now, what do I need to add to this 68? I can't just leave it as 68. I need a what in that? A label, so people know what I'm talking about. So am I talking about 68 monkeys? No. Am I talking about 68 people? I'm talking about 68 what?
Crayons!
Please make sure your voice is at a level 0 right now. Emmanuel. 68 crayons is your answer. Make sure you're including a label so people know what it is that you are talking